Okay, so today we're going to cover basic parts of the sewing machine. Here's the sewing machine before you have put any of your own attachments on. What you need to be conscious of are a few things. This is called the tension discs. The thread needs to always go in between these two metal discs at the front of the machine. This is the needle housing where the needle goes. The needle must always thread left to right. This is the housing where the presser foot goes. Any presser foot can be attached to this machine, the most standard presser foot looks like this. It has two bars, one of which is longer than the other. That is used for most sewing. The second foot you will use the most is the zipper foot. There are two styles. One looks like this with two skinny bars so that the zipper can be sewn on from either side. However, the needle cannot get close to the zipper teeth, so this is not good for all applications. The foot that will allow you to get close to the teeth looks like this. There are two sides to this, two separate feet. One has a hole on the left side, one has a hole on the right side. This allows you to get the needle as close to the teeth as you want. The other kind of invisible zipper foot looks like this. This one is white because it's made of Teflon for fine fabrics. They also come in metal. Now that we've seen the basic parts of the machine, we're going to look at how to attach them, thread the machine, and start sewing. The other things you will need to begin sewing are the bobbin case, which looks like this, and a bobbin with thread that looks like this. I'm using red thread in the bobbin, which goes in the bottom of the machine, so that when we sew for our demonstration, we can determine which thread is coming from the top and which is coming from the bottom. Always use a cone of thread for these machines, since it works on a specific kind of tension. Small spools of home machine thread are difficult to use, as they usually have a little groove at the top where the thread can hook in, which can cause you problems in unraveling when sewing. So I'm going to go put this cone on the threader and thread the machine. There's a hole at the top of the metal bar where you will put the thread through from the back to the front. The thread then comes to this tension disc at the top. There's a single hole it should go through, and then place it between the tension discs that are similar to the ones here on the front of the machine. The thread then goes through the little spool, wrapping it around as you would a candy cane. Two holes on this machine, some have three. Then straight down into those tension discs. You have to wiggle it to make sure it's in between the two metal discs and not sitting behind it. Bring the thread to the top, which allows you to catch this bent paperclip shaped hook that when you pull the thread down should wiggle. After wiggling that, you'll place it beneath the bar, back up to this hook, and then through the hole at the bar on the top. The thread then comes straight down through the hook on the back of the needle housing and is ready to thread the needle. We're going to use our standard presser foot. I'm going to turn the machine on now so I can use the light. This is the foot housing. To be able to get the foot on here, we have to lift it. You can do so by using the lever at the back of the machine or the knee control. Pick it up, slide the foot on, screw it into place. You can do most of that by hand, but you should tighten it slightly with a screwdriver. Not too tight because you change these frequently. Then let's look at our bobbin case. When looking at the case, you should think of it like a clock. 12 o'clock is this opening and should always remain on top. Look at your bobbin. The thread should spool off the bottom like a letter C, and you're pulling the bottom of the C. Case at 12 o'clock, thread goes in, pulling it around to 4 o'clock on the bobbin case, back to 3 o'clock under the hook, and then pull. It now goes under the machine with 12 o'clock staying pointing up until you find the bar and click it into place. When you hear that click, you know that it has reached its full potential. We're going to thread our needle from left to right, as mentioned before. We're going to hold the slack in one hand. Going to move over here to the dial. Going to dial down once, and then all the way back. Always turn the wheel towards you. Now you see the red thread here. It means I've picked up the bobbin thread. We can pull the two threads together, pick up our foot, put them in the hole, place it down and we'll be ready to sew.